Call the meeting of the Bay County Veterans Affairs Committee to order at 3 p.m. on October 20th. Roll call. So Craig, are you going to do roll call? We have Craig Goulet on. We're all here except for Troy, who's excused. Something came up, Troy Stewart.
I'm here, Mr. Chairman. I can definitely do roll call real quick.
Oh. Okay.
Lazar.
You're going to do roll call, you say?
Lazar's.
Here.
Go ahead.
Bergandy.
Here.
Van Tol.
Excused.
Van Tol, you here? I'm here.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
The last one's excused.
And Stewart, I heard was excused.
Yeah,
And Begay.
here.
All right, quorum present, Mr. Chair.
Minutes. I didn't see any minutes. Maybe next month.
I concur. I also did not see any minutes. So
Okay. Alrighty, we'll look at them next month. Citizens input. Anybody in the audience like to speak on any subject? We may be taking up some of them later on, but go ahead. And state your name.
My name is Mark Smith, and I'm looking for a grant for $15,000. What it's for is for my food pantry on Johnson Street. I do on the average of 25 to 30 veterans every 2 weeks. I've got a 501c3. I pay rent of $200 a month. And I'd like to get a deep freeze and properly take care of these veterans that I see come through, that sometimes they don't have shoes or anything at all. But what I want to do is make sure that they come in every 2 weeks and they fill out forms. They call me on a Monday or a Tuesday. They get their paperwork. They get it signed in, and then they're ready to go. They come in. I box it up for them. I take care of them. But what it is that these veterans now are not being taken care of the proper way. And I want to make sure that these guys or women are taken care of the proper way. That's why I'm asking for $15,000 so I can get a deep freeze and get meat and stuff there that I don't have to go to the grocery store and pay big money for it. That's the reason why I'm asking for this grant for my food pantry. The difference between my food pantry and the 1% food pantry is I'm open 7 days a week. I'm on call. If these veterans need something, I'm there to take care of them. Yeah, I'm there 7 days a week. If they want to call me, come in, they take what they want, and they walk out the door. I've had veterans walk up to me. Once I get them all set up, they come up, they give me a hug, tell me thank you for what I'm doing, and I love you. What more do you want out of this? I want more out of this than what I see this, and if I can do it. I've been doing it for 20 years now, taking care of my veterans programs. And let me tell you, this is a great honor to do what I do for my veterans in this food pantry. It's unbelievable what you see, what walks in this door. One gentleman walked in the door, never even had any shoes on his feet. I had a chance to get 3 pairs of shoes, brand new ones, and I asked the gentleman, what size do you wear? And he says, I need a 10.5. I had a 10.5 shoes there, tennis shoes. I gave them to him. He gave me a hug and he says, thank you for what you do. I mean, it's an eye-opener right now, especially with this Cobra thing, and it's not getting any better. But I want to make sure that these veterans are taken care of the proper way, and they get 3 meals a day. Right now, I'm paying for it out of my own pocket. The rent's coming out, everything is coming out of my pocket. That's why I'm asking for this grant. I've got a contract here if you would like to see it. And if you want my paperwork, for the 501c I just got done filing for again, you're more than welcome to look at everything I've got. Thank you.
I think we're going to put it on the agenda under new business, because we could ask some questions maybe when we get to the new business. I have some questions for him, but let's wait. We'll put it on, it's on the new business, so we'll probably have some questions for you under new business.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Mr. Javitsky.
Yeah, my name is Gary Javitsky from the Bay County Vest Council Honor Guard. As of right now, we are going to have Veterans Day ceremony at the county building at 11 o'clock, and we're scheduled for one at the Edson at 1 o'clock, as far as I know, unless things change. So you're welcome to attend, and that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else?
On that
Mr.
note, I
Chairman?
will probably, as normal, make some soup. We'll have some bean soup. I don't know if we'll have sandwiches. We'll probably have a couple different kinds of soup. I don't know how big the turnout will be.
I can't understand.
We will have some soup over at the Legion after the ceremony here at the county building. I'm probably going to do 2 kinds of soup is all. Normally we, because we get a lot of people, we usually have sandwiches and that kind of stuff. I think this year with COVID, we're just going to have, I will make some bean soup, and that's probably what we will have. And coffee, so.
I have a question for Mike. What's the capacity? What can you have? What's your number that you can have in there?
I can have 100. 50% of our capacity is 100 people.
100,
so
okay.
I don't think we will exceed that.
Yeah.
But everybody's got to wear their mask. And
Except when they're eating the
we
soup. Except for the soup.
except for the soup. We'll take your temperature before you eat the soup,
Yeah.
so it'll be lower.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
All righty. Anybody else? Comments? Let's wait and see if there's anybody else, Mark. Anybody else right now? Craig, he's got his hand up. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you remember right, we spoke briefly on Zoom call. We have Mr. Pat Downing, and this would probably be a good opportunity for him to speak to the program that he's currently working on.
Good afternoon. I'm Pat Downing, and I represent the Valley Garden Club of Bay County. It's a group of about 20 people, and our mission is to promote the love of gardening. And one of our goals is to serve the community through beautification projects. We maintain a couple gardens down at the Chancellor Arboretum. And a current project we have is a Blue Star Garden, and that's located at the Henry Street entrance to the Veterans Park. It's a little island, you may be familiar with it. It's about 77 feet long by 12 feet wide. Now, a Blue Star Garden is a memorial to service personnel, and it was started in 1945 by the National Garden Club to honor military veterans. And there are a number of them throughout the state of Michigan. The closest ones to us are Midland, Owasso, and there's also one in Carroll. Our project started about a month ago. The city cleaned the garden out, and last week our members laid landscape fabric along with 112 landscape blocks. We planted 240 daffodils, filled the area with 3 yards of mulch, and then Wirt Stone donated 12 tons of stone, and we put the stone around the perimeter of the blocks. Now, we estimate the cost to complete the project to be $9,000. So far, we've raised $3,200, and we have a commitment from Ambrose Squires Funeral Home to pay for the Blue Star sign. So we're currently about 50% funded. Additionally, we're going to sell name tags, $100 name tags that will be mounted onto the landscape blocks, and we'll use those funds for ongoing maintenance. And so in the spring, we'll do the planting for the flowers, the trees, and the decorative grasses. And we're planning a dedication ceremony later in the summer. So our current objectives are, number one, to solicit donations for the remaining $4,500. And then secondly, just to give an awareness to people for the opportunity to purchase one of these name tags for their friends and families. So I'd entertain any questions folks would have.
So we're going to put this under new business also, so there may be some questions then. So let's do it that way. We'll put you on the agenda under new business, and then if we have any questions, we'll ask you at that point in time. It'll be a little bit later in the meeting, so if you want to hang on. Unless we have.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's do it that way, and then we
Thank you.
be on topic and get the questions answered. Mr. Zippler, did you have something also for under new business that you wanted to maybe just discuss now, and then we'll talk about under new business?
My name is Fred Zippler. Some time ago, this committee saw fit to raise our drivers' compensation from $1 to $3 per passenger. Well, we had a meeting, I say you, the drivers. We had a meeting, that was about a month ago. We lost 5 drivers. 4 permanent, well, let me take it back. 3 permanent. 1 will be back once there's a vaccine created. And the 5th one will be back once she's completed her physical therapy. I believe she had a knee replacement. We're going to have another meeting. I'm going to try to do in about 2 weeks, see what's going on with the disease. However, to maybe try to entice more people, more drivers, I would ask for a substantial increase in the amount of per passenger. I would ask $10. I don't think it's out of the question. Per daily passenger, per driver. If we had the driver, now we couldn't do it. We've only got 3. And that's too much. You can't, it's impossible to run this whole program with 3 drivers. So I'm asking for $10 per driver, per passenger, I'm sorry, once we're up and running again. Number 2, the person that answers the phone, she gets, and full disclosure here, happens to be my lady friend. She's been answering the phone, I believe since, once Frank passed away. I took it over right before Frank Lewandowski passed away. And I answered for a month, 2 months, and she took it over, said she would do it. So she's been doing it for some time now. You're going to get anywhere from 25 calls per day. The record is 53 calls in one day. 53. I would ask that we give this person like $25 a day, just for the effort she's putting through, whoever does it, whatever effort they're putting through. And just understand that it's full disclosure. It happens to be my lady friend, so. That's all I got.
We'll put it on the agenda, number 3 item. Any more citizen input? Otherwise, we'll close the input. We may have some questions later, though. MVAA grant update. I think that would be Craig.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I just wanted to give a quick status update. Our application has been approved. We're currently looking at purchasing another vehicle for the transportation program and using pretty much the remainder of the funds for the conversion for contract workers over to county employees. So to help offset that cost, because obviously the cost will increase to the millage for that conversion. So to help that a little bit, that we're going to use, and there is a little bit, hopefully there'll be some restrictions lifted a little bit. We put in a small amount to bring in a speaker. So those are the three main topics, and again, those have been approved by the state, so we will just wait till after the first of the year and get going.
Any questions for Craig?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
So Craig, once you know whether or not you're getting this grant, you will be able to formulate a budget for next year? Question mark.
So for the budget, are you talking the 2021 budget, or are you talking about a budget for the grant?
The 2021 budget, yeah.
So the 2021 budget is currently at the commissioner level. That was submitted for the October board meeting, and it has to be, so it'll be approved at one of the upcoming board of commissioners meetings. So
And that budget is for the millage money that the department gets annually, is that correct?
so yes, part of that budget is the operations for the Department of Veterans Affairs Committee, for the department. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, just to expand on the grant, there are some restrictions that some people are working on in Lansing to change some of the restrictions on what you can use the money for. And we're hoping maybe there'll be some changes there to loosen it up a little bit about what you can use that grant money for. It hasn't happened yet,
But there are no restrictions on what we can use the millage money for.
Millage money, there may be some restrictions about funds. We're looking into that part of it. We'll probably talk about that a little bit later on, about grants and funding for outside groups. So
Okay.
we'll chat on that. Anything else for Craig? Okay. All right.
No, Mr. Chair, thank you.
Yep. Thomas Ewell update. I think Mark's got something on that. Or-
So just as an update to the gentleman, we're trying to get on the memorial up in front of the building. The gentleman we were in contact with cannot do it and didn't call us back to let us know that. I actually found out through someone else that he couldn't do it. So I'm trying to find another engraver locally or at least somewhere on this side of the state of Michigan who will. So I've made contact with the people in Tawas. Not sure if they're even still in business. I've gotten nothing back from them. My next call is down to Great Lakes to the cemetery to see if there's someone down there who does their engraving, or if they have a staff person or someone who'll make the trip up for a day to engrave a name on the front of the memorial. So,
Yeah, we did use Tawas before. We had a couple of Afghan veterans.
yeah, and unfortunately, I'm not getting any response. I've left a message. I filled out their web form. I've sent them an email to get them to at least say yes, no, maybe. So, and now, of course, we're back into fall and cold weather, so we're probably talking spring again before it'll even get done, so.
Seems like he did the last one in the winter, though.
Okay,
So
well.
it's not too bad. Yeah. Any
So-
questions for Mark or anything else from the Veteran Service Office? By the way, the county did vote to make them full-time employees, well, not full-time, to make them county employees, and so that passed the county commission. So Craig's been working on setting that up. So they will be county employees.
Well, someone will be county employees, yes. They're not sure who yet, so.
Yeah. So
That's-
working out the details.
Working on details, so.
John?
One will be a county employee, and the other is just a part-time employee.
All right, one will be full-time, one will be part-time. Yeah. That's what the plan is right now. They're working on the posting, if they have to post a job or, you know, the other details they have to work out, if it has to be posted or not. I know Mark's job requires quite a bit of training to be a veteran service officer. It's not somebody that can walk in off the street and do that type of job, so that would probably be in the posting, I would imagine. And I know Craig is working on that with the personnel department. Anything else? Marilla?
Will those two jobs be a union position then?
I believe they will be, yes, right, union position, Craig, for those two positions.
Yes, Mr. Chair, that is correct. So I can, it was under old business, but I might as well we'll just give a quick update on that to Dick's comment that the motion did pass and those positions were approved. So the next step, we're finalizing job descriptions. It is a union position. There would be one full-time, one part-time position for that, for the office. The benefit to the veterans would be that the office would now be open 5 days a week, which currently it's closed on Fridays. And with the full-time staff member there, they would be open, the office hours would be from 8 to 5. So we would have plenty of coverage where right now they're pretty much done at 3 o'clock. So it's a tremendous benefit to the office, and so we'll see what happens here shortly. But we're still working out a few of the details with personnel, and we should be ready to move quickly.
Okay. Any other questions? We sort of got into old business, I see already. Any other reports, resolutions? Otherwise, we'll go into new business. Number one was the request from Martin Smith, and I had a question for Mark about your funding currently. How are you being funded currently? Where's your revenue stream? If you want to come to the microphone.
Say that again?
Yeah, your revenue, how are you being funded currently besides out of your own pocket?
Can't hear him.
How are you being funded currently?
Right now with the money, I've ran out of money already. The funding is coming out of my pocket.
Yeah.
I'm paying for everything that I need to take care of the veterans. I go out 3 times a week, buy eggs, sausage, hamburger, roast, whatever they need, and I make sure Hidden Harvest is taking care of me quite a bit too. But a lot of the stuff I'm funding my own self out of my own pocket.
I just wondered if any of
And another thing I wanted to say on that sheet, I'm sorry about that if anything happens to me and that food pantry does not keep going after something happens to me, the money will come back to you people. I will have a will drawn up where it's put in where whatever money is left over, say there's $10,000 left over, you would get $10,000 to go back to that fund that takes care of somebody else too that needs the money.
Any other questions for Mark? Mr.
Yeah, I
McGann,
have some
yes.
questions. Mark, who do you pay the rent to for the use of the facility?
Who am I paying? The Knights of Columbus. I've got a contract.
Yeah, and you are part of the Knights of Columbus, correct?
Yes, I am.
So you're paying yourself rent?
To that point, no, I'm not paying myself. I work for the building, but I pay rent in the building that I'm taking care of right now. I've got 3 spots in there right now. I can show you the contract. The contract states that the money goes to the KSCs. Whatever comes out of my pocket goes to them. So I'm paying the rent for that building, and they pay my wages to take care of Village Hall, not the food pantry.
Okay, so you're an employee of the Knights of Columbus?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you're paying the Knights of Columbus to use that building
Yes.
that you're running the food pantry out of? Okay.
Yes.
Can non-veterans get any food from your pantry?
All veterans come in, they sign the paperwork, and I've got them come in. They call me on a Monday or a Tuesday. On Wednesday and Thursday, they come in, they pick up their groceries, or I deliver to them. And if not, they call me Monday through Friday. They call me and say, hey, Mark, I need food, and I'm there to take care of it.
Yeah, but my question was, can non-veterans get food from your
No
pantry?
other one comes in there except for veterans only.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. I got another question. So if I call you up and go, hey, Mark, I need some food, can you deliver it to me on Wednesday?
Yes, I could.
You're going to bring a box over to my house?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Okay. You don't verify income, you don't verify?
No, I've got, when I go there, if they've got paper, I ask them for paperwork before they even ask a question. They call up and they say, hey, I'm a veteran. I ask for a 501c3 and I make sure it's in their name. And when they show me it, they fill out the paperwork saying I've been in the military, saying I was in the Army,
So
Navy, or whatever.
Do you review their DD 214?
Huh?
Do you take a look and verify their DD
Yes, I do.
214?
Oh, yes, everybody.
You're familiar with DD 214?
Before I do anything at all, I verify whatever they show me that they've been in the military. Before they get any groceries at all, they fill out this form and they show me their paperwork.
And they get this every week?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks.
Well, you're a very nice man.
Yep.
Any other questions? I do see you do get some money, you have gotten money, I guess, in the past from Hidden Harvest and PLOV and VVA and AMVETS and UAW and St. Jude's and KC and several other places. So, but that probably hasn't met your needs. You've had to take money out of your own pocket.
Yeah, all the rest of it now, the funding, because of everything being as bad as what it is, I went to a few of the people, they say, hey, I don't have the money right now because of the economy and everything else. So I've been paying it out of my own pocket. Ain't nothing for me to go spend $300-400 every 2 weeks to pay for these groceries for these veterans. And I don't care. If this is what they need, I'm going to give them what they need.
Any other questions? So we have referred this to our lawyer to take a look at. We've discussed this before about giving money. So there's the millage money, and then there's the money that comes in from the state. The ones from the state are restrictive, so we probably would be restricted from giving that money out. We don't know about the millage money, if that's allowed, so we have asked our lawyer to take a look at if we can legally do donations to outside groups and what would be required, what paperwork would be required, verification, things like that. So my suggestion would be to table this until we can get the answer. John?
I just have one more question for Mark. If you're a 501c3,
Yes.
and I think I see the paper there,
Yep.
are you incorporated too within the state? Did you pay $20 to the state to be incorporated to protect you from any liability that could arise?
I guess I didn't understand.
Most entities in the state, they're incorporated in the state. And when you're incorporated in the state, you have a board of directors and all these
Oh,
people
yes, I
like
do.
you guys.
Yes.
And when you're incorporated, if you walk on somebody's property and their dog comes at you and you kick their dog just to protect yourself, they could sue you personally if you're not incorporated.
Yes, I am incorporated. I've got my board of directors.
Well, but to be incorporated, you have to pay $20 to the state.
Yes, I
Fill out
do.
that
Right
paperwork.
there, I've got the receipt saying I paid.
And I would suggest going forward that you said you'd have a will drawn up, that everything would go to the millage money here for veterans. But if it's a 501c3, you can't will that money from the 501c3. You need bylaws written up stating this is the purpose, this is how we're operating, and in case something happens, this is where the money's going to go.
Yes.
So you have to have those in bylaws. So
Yeah.
when the determination is made, you should have a copy of your 501c3, a copy of your current corporate filings to the state, and those bylaws stating where that's
Oh,
going.
yes, I got everything. I got all my paperwork
Just-
filed
but
for
thing
the
is, you
income
have to
tax and everything.
Turn it in. Turn it in so that the board can look at it and make sure before any grants filing. It's just
Okay,
another
that's
step
no
for you.
problem. I can bring it in, my tax papers and everything that I got. I got a CPA that takes care of it. He's up on Midland Street.
Okay.
And he's got all my paperwork that I filed taxes on everything on that, and I got my 501c3 with me right now, and I just filed for another one because we had to have it in on a certain date, and that's already been taken care of already too, to get a new one. But I'll be more than glad to bring in my tax papers and show you by my account that takes care of it all.
I got a question. Why are you filing for another 501c3?
Because belonging to the Hidden Harvest, you got to have a 501c3 to get their food.
And you've already said you filed as a 50, you applied for a 501c3 file.
I've had a 501c3.
Well, then I don't see why you have to file another one.
You got to file one every year.
You're talking your 990, you're talking your IRS 990 tax filing.
Oh, okay, hang on.
You have to file your 990 every year.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, okay, well, that's what they're talking, not, it sounded as if you're talking for a new 501c3 entity.
Yeah, I had to file, I filed August 18th, August 21st, 2020 for a new 501c3. Here's my receipt for it and everything.
Probably a 990. He gave me the papers, I know, when he first came to us, he gave me his papers about the 501c3, so I know he's done that. But he's probably, it's a 990, I would imagine.
And then I filed taxes too.
Yeah.
You filed the tax form. but you
My
should-
taxes are separate.
Yeah.
Taxes are filed too.
I think what you're referring to there, and that's a $20 fee,
Yes, it is.
that's the state corporate filing. That should have your board of directors listed or your officers. Does it say Lara at the top of that paper?
Yes.
LH, okay, that's your corporate filing. You do that every year for $20.
No, it says 501c3 on the paperwork. I guess I don't understand what you're saying.
So I would say we would ask
You
Amber.
got the copy of the paperwork?
Yeah,
I'll look at it later.
right. So, and we would be
Yeah, no
asking.
problem at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I can show you the paperwork and everything right here.
Well, we got paperwork here, and I'll look at it with Vaughn.
And I'll bring in the paperwork next trip around, and I'll show you my taxes that I filed, the whole 9 yards. I'm not scared to show you what I got.
And I'm sure we would have our lawyer take a look at the paperwork also.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I don't understand what you're saying, I guess,
Well,
please,
with
Matt.
that piece of paper, from what I can see here, looks like it's the State of Michigan Corporate Filing Report.
Yeah.
The LURA form. It doesn't declare you as a 501c, it just says you're filed as a corporation. And your officers are protected because of that paper. You're protected in case somebody comes to Village Hall where you're running your food pantry, he falls down, breaks his leg. You're not personally liable, just the property is, or just your 501c3. If
Okay.
you didn't have that piece of paper for the corporate filing, they would go after you personally, and with your 501c, they would come after you personally and all your board of, everybody that was associated.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So it's very important for that corporate filing to be done.
Okay, yeah, I'll bring in my paperwork on next trip around.
I'm sure you got it all, I'll just look over what you gave to Vaughn already.
Okay, sure, no problem at all.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So, as I mentioned, we've asked Amber to take a look at this, our lawyer, and look it over and see what funds we could take it out of, if we could take it out of any of the funds. It's probably pretty restrictive for the state grant money that they're going to give. So we will look into it, and I would entertain a motion to table, to refer to our lawyer for further study, if that's okay.
Well, I'll make a motion to table this until we get a determination.
Yeah.
It looks like we got a couple other grants here.
Yes.
To table all the grant requests.
Yes.
Until we get a determination from the lawyer.
Right. Yes.
I second that motion.
Okay. Any other discussion? We probably should take a roll call vote. We've been doing that at the county commission meetings. Mr. Craig, you want to do a roll call vote here? We've been doing that at our county commission meetings on all our motions because it's a little hard to tell who's voting with masks on and stuff. So,
Ours?
yep.
That was you, you're Lazar.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Gandy?
Yes.
Van Tol?
Yes.
And Begic.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, number 2 is Pat Downing, if he's still with us. What do you think, Pat?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're here.
So I had a question for you. So this is the along the river, the Vets Memorial along the river that you're talking about, that you're fixing up? On the
No,
west
this
side?
is the entrance off of Henry Street into Veterans Park.
Off of Henry into Veterans Park. So I know the Vets Council takes care of the area down along the river on the west side, and then we have the Monument Committee that does the helicopter memorial. So this is a different area, okay?
Yeah, this is the entrance
Okay.
off of Henry Street into Veterans Park on the west side of the river.
It's on the south side, I believe. It's got a different name. Does that have a special
It's
name?
on the east side.
On the east side, yeah.
East side of the road.
Yeah.
Is it bound by Fisher?
It's
or-
over there by, is that by Hollywood Video there?
Video
No,
or
I-
family video?
I think it's farther down by the community center.
That's correct.
That's it, that's the one.
Oh,
By the community center.
Down by the community center?
The Santa Claus. That's Santa.
Yeah, oh, into the
Yeah,
park,
down-
into the park
It's
itself?
down by the Santa House.
Okay, all right, yes. So that's going into the park area across from the community center that they're doing that work.
That's correct.
So nobody really, I guess that's city property but that's, so nobody is really funding you for that project then, it sounds like.
That's
You have
correct.
some funding though.
We've had some donations. We had an anonymous donation of $2,500. Another veteran friend of ours, Dan Kaczynski, is a member of a motorcycle club called Proud Veterans Motorcycle Club,
Yeah.
and they donated $500.
Right.
So, as I mentioned, we're about 50% funded right now, and we're looking for donations for the balance.
Any veterans organizations, American Legion, VVA, any funding from them as of now?
That was a question I have.
Yeah.
Have you approached VVA, American Legion, PLAV, AMVETS, any of the other veterans organizations in town?
We have not.
Okay.
We've solicited, like Home Depot, Wurtstone, the funeral home. We've contacted Consumer Power. Consumer isn't doing any donations right now during COVID, but we can take a look at the American Vets and some of the other veteran organizations. Who else would you recommend?
I know the president of the VDA, that would be me. I know somebody from the American Legion, that would be Mike.
That's Mark.
I know some from the PLAV, they're here.
Gary's from
I think the Marine Corps League is here
Marine
also.
Corps League is here.
Any other organizations?
Purple
So,
Heart.
yeah. So I definitely will take it to the VVA. So you're probably in the same boat as Mark is with, we're waiting for the lawyer's determination of what we're legally can give out in the way of money from the funds that we receive. We get millage money and we get the grant from the state. So we can put you on that list of people waiting for a determination, but in the meantime, I'd say we can reach out to the service organizations that are here or watching on TV eventually to see if they may be able to help you support you also. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah, I would recommend you write a letter
Yeah.
and mail it to the veterans organizations. The American Legion address is 700 Adams Street, 48708. VVA, 700 Adams Street,
Yeah, same address.
right. Marine Corps League, 700 Adams Street.
PLAV is 1800.
801 South
Oh.
Farragut.
Bob is
801.
801 South Farragut.
Yep.
So
I don't know AMVET's
No,
address. Brett,
somewhere on Pine.
520 North Pine, phase two.
AMVET's is 520 North Pine.
Now,
It's a possibility from these veterans organizations, you know, you're not going to get $5,000 from each veterans organization. You might get a couple $100, you know, which will offset what you're looking for.
Sure.
now,
Well, appreciate the suggestions.
I have a question for you. You're planning to grow flowers in this area or beautification?
Yeah, it's a garden. So currently there are 112 landscape blocks in like a elongated garden. There's mulch inside that and stones on the outside of it. And then in the spring, we'll plant flowers, trees, and decorative grass. So it's a garden, similar to what we have inside the Cancer Arboretum, that type of garden. There
And
will also be a Blue Star sign. It's a memorial sign for recognition of veterans. And if you'd like, you can go to gardenclub.org, and it explains Blue Star Gardens.
okay. And maintenance, who's going to maintain all of this? The garden club or this?
That's correct.
Okay.
We're adopting that area. Originally belonged to the city, and in the last couple of years, it's come under disrepair. So they've cleaned it out. And if you take a drive by, I think everybody now understands where it's at. You can see the current state. It's been cleaned up, prepared, and ready for planting in the spring.
Thank you.
So probably should have a motion also, same way, to table this, refer this to our legal department.
That was my original motion, Don.
But then,
My motion was to table all the grant requests.
okay, all right, it's for all of them,
But it
okay.
was good to get some more information.
Okay. Blanket motion, okay. Yes, so, yes, I would do the letter writing, and then we'll get back to you when we find out what we can do here, you know, legally. So, thank you for doing that. I've walked through the
Thank you.
park several times. It's a nice area, and I know there's other groups that work down there too in that area. Thank you. Number 3 is Mr. Zippler, which is a little bit different. It does involve money. So any questions for Mr. Zippler, or need to refer to our budget people?
I would make a motion that we refer that to our budget, to the administrator to see how much money,
Yeah.
what impact would paying the drivers $10 a passenger,
Yeah.
what effect will that have on our millage money? We needed, before you can make a decision, you need a lot more information on that proposal before you can go forward.
Right.
Well, your numbers are going to be skewed right now.
Well, yeah.
You haven't done any driving since March.
They would have to look at last year's numbers.
Yeah.
And based on last year's numbers, once the program gets going, we got the new vans going, if we get the drivers, what impact, instead of going from, say, $30 a day, now you're looking at $300 a day. And that would deplete the millage money almost in itself. Well, probably not that bad, but it would take a very serious hit if it went to $300 a day for transporting veterans. Well, no.
Mr. Zippler, why don't you come up? Sounds like we have questions for you.
I'll go back to, I was going 30 people, I had my numbers skewed.
Yeah.
If they transported 10 people a day, that's 30. So it'd be $100 a day if they transported 10 at $10. So it'd be $70 more a day. And it was still,
Yeah, that's a significant amount of money, so maybe we can go halfway. But here's another question I have, Fred. Is it ever possible to combine trips? Like if you got an appointment at 10 and I got one at 9:30,
Yes, they do it all
We
the
ride
time.
together.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Okay, so instead of $10 per passenger, I would say we need to change the term to $10 per trip.
Yeah,
If you take 2 passengers, not getting $20, you get,
Right.
10.
I would like to see the numbers from last year. Do you know the total?
no, I have no clue.
You have no idea?
No clue.
Craig, would you have that, or Mark?
John had them once upon a time.
I think Mark might have it.
I do, that's what I'm going to say. I do have the numbers downstairs, and I can report that back.
Okay, and also that $25 a day for whoever answered that
The scheduler.
phone, is that 7 days a week?
No, 5 days,
5 days.
Monday through Friday. No holiday, excuse me, no holidays, no weekend.
Is there certain hours she accepts?
9 to 5.
Okay.
It is.
If the veteran calls, he knows he has 5 appointments or 10 appointments, can he schedule make that one phone call and schedule all 10 of those appointments at once?
Yes. Doesn't happen that way, but yeah.
Well,
There's one fellow in particular, he'll call, I don't recall his name now, but he'll make a month worth of appointments. That's only one.
it'd be strongly encouraged for everybody to get.
Well, yeah, but you don't know. Some of them got to wait till they get the card in the mail. Like me, I get a card in the mail and I have a cardiology or primary care or eye or, you don't know.
I know when I leave, I pretty much know when my appointments are, and that card is a reminder. When I left the VA, I know when my appointments are. I should be able to call for those appointments, and they do get changed.
Sure.
But I know when my appointments are, and that card is just a reminder. If I wait till that card comes in, that could be like 5 days in advance, maybe, but I knew about it 2 weeks before that.
Oh, it might even be a month in advance.
Yeah, it'll be, you know when it is ahead of
Yeah.
time.
No, but keep in mind though, some of these, well, quite a few of these folks are, well, they're getting up there in the years, or they have, well, you'd have to talk to them to understand what I mean.
Dementia.
Mental problems, borderline dementia, maybe. Challenges, that's a good way to put it. And they don't pay attention. I know when I leave, and unfortunately I'm stuck going to VA now for everything. But when you're done, they'll give you a list of your upcoming appointments on a piece of paper. You know what I'm talking about. But some guys don't, some people, well, they're just guys, but they don't think ahead to do that. And you can't fault them for that either.
Well,
But yeah, they do. A lot of them do. Okay, I got an appointment, say Tuesday at the vet center, Friday at the eye clinic. They'll make them all at one time. But not all of them do that.
Well, I think that it doesn't matter when they make the call if she wants $25 a day. That's not the issue.
Well, no,
The issue is the $10 per passenger.
Right, that's
That
the big
could
one.
add up if we knew what the numbers were.
And you don't know. You could look up Mark's list, or who else gets your, anyhow, whoever gets the log.
yeah.
You don't know how many people he's taken in one trip.
It could be,
It could be 2, it could be 4,
right.
it could be 1. It just depends on, like Mike said, if a guy, let's say a guy lives in Linwood, and he has an appointment at 1 o'clock. Another person lives in Bay City, has an appointment at 1:30. They try to, so one of the 2 people is going to be inconvenienced. He's going to get there earlier or right on time, but somebody's going to have to sit and wait when that thing happens.
I don't really see this as a taxi service for your convenience. It's your volunteer driver. If you got to look at the appointment schedule, and you fill that van up for the first 5 people, and if you have to come back for more, you get the other
Right.
5. But you don't go, well, you can stay home till 10. I could have taken you at 8 o'clock with these other 3 people.
Well, you
Yeah.
cannot, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But if a guy has an appointment at 8 o'clock, and a guy, let's say again, Linwood has an appointment at 8 o'clock, and a guy in Auburn has an appointment at noon, my God, you can't pick up that guy for his 8 o'clock appointment and go out to Auburn to pick up that person and have him sit there at the hospital for 4 hours waiting for his appointment. That's, no, you don't do that. I hope I'm not wrong, but I hope you understand. Would you want to sit there for 4 hours waiting for your appointment?
Fred, I drive myself. I'm not going to sit there for 4 hours.
Well, there you go.
And if the guy doesn't want to sit there for 4 hours, then drive yourself. I'm sorry.
I don't agree with that. I'm
Not a
sorry.
bleeding heart.
Some of these people,
You want to ride, you take it when the ride's going.
well, but you don't make a person sit there for 4 hours. That's,
Well, if by making those extra trips, you're putting the vans on the road more, you put more mileage on the vans, you're costing more money for the maintenance of the van, the gasoline, the oil changes, you're increasing those just to keep from inconvenience the person that has the appointment.
I guess I'm speaking of humanitarianism.
In a perfect world,
No,
you can give everybody a chip, and they can just have a taxi, their own personal taxi, take them back and
I
forth.
understand what you're saying, but I don't agree with
This
it.
isn't a perfect world. We got to maximize your transportation money to the best we can. And if it means somebody's got to sit there a little longer, it could happen.
A little longer, what's your definition? Half hour, fine. 4 hours, no.
Well, it's just, and most of these people aren't working. So
Right.
if they're not working, they got TVs at the VA. They have a cafeteria at the VA.
You can't do that to an individual. You cannot do that. That's not right. That's not right. I understand what you're saying, It's not right.
Fred, I
The
give
individual has
you,
other options, Fred.
Fred, I give you a
You're not
lot of
forcing them to
credit.
ride within your-
None of us have been drivers, and I commend you and the drivers for the job you
Vaughn
do.
has been.
I was.
Vaughn was.
It's hard work. It's a long day. Not easy, especially when your battery runs out on the lift van. We're back to the same point. We don't know about the grant money, what we can use if they're going to expand that, if we could use some of the grant money for this type of program. It's a budgetary issue otherwise with the millage. So, basically we're referring it back to administration for evaluation of the budget and an opinion about what we can afford, I guess, also. Anything else for Fred? We'll probably have to defer this till we get back from administration then. And we had the motion already. Any other new business?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Are we giving out Thanksgiving baskets this year, or Christmas baskets? We're
saw
getting
something.
close to the
I know the Legion
season.
The American Legion donated $1,000 for Christmas baskets. Crystal is going to administer them.
By Christmas baskets, we mean gift cards.
Correct.
We're not giving out baskets.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes, we've got to do some internal things, and we've got to get with Mike and get the money and the cards.
Okay.
Get with who and get the money?
Well, with the finance officer from the American Legion, we have to get with him and the money. And
Is that enough? Do you need more? Always need more. We got a VVA meeting coming up in a couple of weeks, so I could, if you need.
Well, I'll get with Crystal and Craig, and we'll certainly get back with you very quickly.
I can put it on the agenda.
How do you apply for that?
So that is not based on the state law. So technically any veteran, and I'll have to confer with Craig on this, could technically then apply for it. So, but we're only limited, it's $1,000. We're doing 20 $50 gift cards. So 20 doesn't cover a whole lot of people, so. That I'm aware of, and like I said, we'll have to figure out exactly But I can let you know how we do that, so.
Did I hear correctly, you're not doing a, any veteran could walk in and request that?
I'll have to get back to you on that to be sure.
Okay.
I'm sure there'll be some qualification, but
Should be some qualifications based on the need, the indigent population, they should,
well, it's not, this money is a donation from the American Legion, not based on the state funding of the grant, so, or
but it's
grant
coming
funds.
through the office.
Crystal has done.
I shouldn't be able to walk in and get a $50 or $20 gift card.
50.
Even a $10, I shouldn't be able, I personally shouldn't be able to walk in. There should be some criteria looked at to make sure those are the people that really need the assistance.
Right.
I think Crystal has the screening factors that she's used in the past. The Legion's been doing this for 20 years.
As long as she uses a screening process to make sure that the person needs it.
Right.
But last year, they came in, well, I could use the card, and she didn't even look at the computer to do an income to see if he even is an indigent.
Could you have her put down the screening criteria?
Certainly.
Because I know she does it.
We'll get back to you on that.
I think a lot are some of
But
the
they
people
did.
some of the people that have been in to get money from her in the past.
But there's a new person that came in and they didn't check last year.
Right.
Just a quick point, I'm also on the Salvation Army board, so there's a couple philosophies about giving stuff to people. Salvation Army has an open policy, you walk in and you get stuff. If you go to the DHHS and get screened, then they do an income screening, and then you can go to other agencies to get help. So there's depends on the philosophy of your agency. Salvation Army, it's donations, it's not government money per se, so they don't have to follow that. If you're a government agency, you probably need to follow the income levels and a little bit of screening at least to see that they're veterans, so.
But a donation from the American Legion or the FLOB or any other organization, they'd be the pass-through.
Yeah.
So you could probably go with a higher level
Yeah.
because it's not the government's money.
Right.
They're just assisting the post.
If we're
Instead of
using-
20 people going to the Legion,
Yeah.
and they don't have any idea of what they are,
Yeah.
they can go through our office here and have at least some
Right.
idea of their eligibility or their need.
Yeah, I don't know what her criteria is. If you could just have her jot that down
Yep.
for your next meeting.
Certainly. I'll get that back to you.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other new business?
Yeah,
Mr. Ryan.
with the Christmas baskets and that stuff you guys are doing, let me know what you got in kids, what you need. I've got scarves, hats, gloves. I got about
We
9 little.
don't do that, Mark.
Huh?
We don't do that.
Don't you?
No, in the old days, Bruce used to do that. We don't do that. They-
Okay, it was just a thing
The
that,
individuals get a $50 gift card from either Kroger or Meyer, one of the two places, and it is a restricted gift card. They can't use it to buy tobacco or booze.
okay, it was just a suggestion, because I got hats, gloves, everything over there that they could have free.
No, we don't.
I don't care.
In fact, we went out one year, didn't we? And
Okay, thank you.
filled up
We
some
did
baskets.
take baskets,
Yeah.
yes.
Sorry, just real quick, we actually do have hats, scarves, gloves, some clothes that were donated to us through the Daughters of the Union, I believe. So we do have some clothing down there that is available. It's a very small amount, socks, various things. There's
But
not
that's a
a...
different program than the Christmas food.
Yeah, then what they're doing, yes. We just have it available if someone asks. We usually have them hanging, like hats and things will hang on the coat rack there, so if someone sees it, they can...
Good information. Any other announcements? So next month, we need to wait and see about, something from our lawyer, I guess, to decide if we're going to meet or not, so I guess we'll wait. The health director has sort of liked us to restrict our meetings to really essential things that we need to vote on something, so you're gonna have to play it by ear for next month if there's a determination about these funds. If not, we may not meet because the numbers are up. I just got an email that they closed down U of M, or stay in shelter in place, Craig, at U of M. Just got a notice on that on my phone. So they're having a epidemic down there, or a flare. So we'll play it by ear for November. If we meet, it's going to be the third Monday. We'll be back here for now. I think Nick doesn't want to haul stuff back into the community center anymore, so you'd rather stay here if we do meet. And I think the county commission is going back to their regular schedule of meetings, except I don't know about November 3rd. That's an election day, so they may not meet on that day. But then they're going to have meetings on the 10th, and then the 17th, which is our usual meeting day too. So we'll let you know. Anything else?
You realize opening day is the 15th of November?
For us deer hunt, for the deer hunters?
Yeah.
I do.
I will not be here. I need to be excused for the November meeting.
Well, it's looking more like we might meet in December. That'll give our lawyer a couple months to make a decision.
I won't be here either.
In December?
Troy may not be here.
November, yeah.
And Troy may not be here.
Okay, so we won't have a quorum.
He won't be here, he'll be in the UP.
So it looks like maybe December.
Before birthday sometime, so
Yeah,
he might be up and back from the bull hunt.
Yeah.
I don't know about him for sure, but
yeah.
this is my final year
Oh, yes,
on the
right.
commission.
Yep.
So Craig, has that been put out on
We'll
the
have to
website?
post, yeah, notice,
A position, a potential position open on the commission?
yeah. And it goes to the commission for a vote. Yes, we'll have to post, have a vote on it in December. Craig will have to vote on that position in December then.
Yep, we'll make sure we put that on the agenda.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Craig.
yeah.
Okay, so December, so have people put in for it yet?
Yeah, no, we have to post it, have to send a notice out, and then they have to send it into Deanne, and then it gets posted for the vote then in December. There's usually a certain time frame they have to submit their name.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah,
already almost November, and if you're gonna vote on it in December,
yeah,
you're
yeah. It'll have to be posted.
fair.
Yeah, so anybody here or anybody in the audience, if you're interested in a position on the Veterans Affairs Committee, you can submit it to Deanne. They'll be probably starting to take them pretty soon here. They can probably do it any time now. She'll take the names in.
Yep.
Yep.
Just want to make sure that's out there, so it's.
Yep. Otherwise, a motion to adjourn is always in order.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.